I was living in a third-floor studio apartment on a block that was said to have the highest crime rate in the city. Even on the third floor, the landlord, who lived across the country, had placed bars on the windows. Some of the bolts attaching them to the building had rusted and broken, and so bars were missing here and there. Whenever I left the building, I wore an oversized coat and knit watchman's cap with my hair shoved inside, so you couldn't tell I was a young woman. There was an alley off one side that the tenants unironically called Toilet Alley, and it was also useful for selling drugs and sex, dumping garbage, and occasionally, or so I had been told, for dying. I had moved into the apartment over the alley after Michelle died. I wanted to live alone. I wanted to be alone. And after 3 months of looking, I realized a place with bars on the windows and stains on the carpet was all I could afford. Across the alley stood a rooming house, and my apartment over the alley had one window that faced the alley, though I could see the main street from an angle, and for 2 hours on late afternoons the sun blasted through. Monday through Friday I walked up Market Street to my job and down Market Street from my job. On weekends I worked on my literature thesis, and at night I ate at my table and read stories and listened to the alley people's bowels and moans and whispers. There were sounds that defied language, sounds I've never heard again. There was a man I saw most days in the alley in the morning as I walked out the front door and turned right toward Market Street. He was gone in the evening. He wore a buckskin jacket, and his face was lobster red and pocked with deep marks that I could see even from a distance. "Good morning," he said cheerfully every time he saw me pass. He was sitting against the building, usually, or leaning up against it. I said nothing, not because I didn't like him or had a particular attitude toward his presence there, but because the morning comes to me like a box of puzzle pieces without the box. It takes me until noon to construct any reasonable or recognizable landscape.